jetzt kommen wir zu einem Thema, was mir ganz besonders am Herzen liegt, weil ich ein sehr, sehr, sehr großer Lara Croft-Fan bin. Und wir haben jetzt hier die Maegan, die ist Community Managerin für Rise of the Tomb Raider. Hi Maegan.
Hi there.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Third day of Gamescom.
Yes.
Excited for the weekend.
I can feel my legs. They're getting more heavy and heavy and heavy.
Yeah.
It's awful. So let's talk about Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
It's finally coming to PS4,
Yes.
and I'm really excited about it because I really loved the first one.
Yeah.
So is this gonna be a direct sequel?
Yeah, absolutely. So Rise of the Tomb Raider is really Lara's first great tomb raiding expedition. So at the end of the last game, she saw something that she couldn't explain, and it lit this fire in her, and she wants to uncover these ultimate truths. And in Rise, she's looking for the secret of immortality, and that'll bring her to Siberia. But we're really excited because Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration is our way of showing our love of the entire franchise and giving the fans this really nostalgic treat. So it's the game, it's all the DLC, including Baba Yaga, Cold Darkness Awakened, Endurance, and then on top of that we came up with new story DLC for it. We have VR support, which we're so excited about.
Wow.
Classic outfits, updated and reimagined outfits from Lara's past. So there's just a lot of really great content there.
Can you tell us a little bit more about VR?
Yes. I actually, the first time I tried the VR, so context, I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan. I've been a Tomb Raider fan since I was 12.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too. I played every game.
Lara inspired me growing up, and so working on the franchise is a real treat. But the first time I put on the VR headset, and I got to stand in Croft Manor, because essentially the Blood Ties DLC it's two parts. There's a story DLC, and in it it's just exploration. You're exploring through Croft Manor. You're looking for something that will help you, prove your ownership over Croft Manor, because your uncle is trying, Lara's uncle is trying to take it away from her. And it's really just about exploring Croft Manor and finding these objects and relics from her past and so on, and trying to understand her history and her legacy.
Yeah.
And when you put on the VR headset and you, for the first time, you're seeing through Lara's eyes, it's incredible. And as a hardcore Tomb Raider fan, I just can't help myself. I walk up to every wall, and I walk up to every vase and every book, and I'm like, what is this book? What would Lara be reading? Is this her book? Would this be her dad's book? And I try to find the context and meaning and everything, and it's so immersive that it's really a new experience for the franchise.
Yeah. Can you look up the butler in the freezer? Like, I do that all the time.
I know, right? There's a little nod towards the butler in the freezer in there, which we found all these fun, we sat down and brainstormed, like, if we're going to make this, this incredible celebration that, embraces the new direction for the franchise, but also looks back and has all those Easter eggs and nods to where Tomb Raider started, what do we want to do? And so there are so many fun Easter eggs and little nods to things from the past that classic Tomb Raider fans are going to find, and they're going to get it, and it's going to be great. But I try not to spoil them, because when you find them, it means, that first reveal is just so cool.
Sure. There's going to be a zombie mode.
Yeah, which it sounds strange, but it was one of the things that fans actually really wanted. They thought that it would be a fun thing, and so that's why we were like, what would zombies look like in a Tomb Raider game, right? And that's how Cold Darkness Awakened happened, which was one of the first DLC drops.
Yeah.
And in this context, it's Lara's nightmare. So we contextualize it. She's going through this turmoil of having to contest she's having the ownership of Croft Manor contested, and so it kind of manifests in a nightmare. And in that nightmare, there are these zombies overtaking her home.
Yeah.
Instead of her uncle trying to take her home, it's actual monsters in her nightmare. And it's intense, because Croft Manor is not in the best shape ever.
Oh, okay.
It's something that she kind of set aside because she was trying to move on in her life after some hardships.
Yeah.
And so wandering through this dilapidated house with, trees crashed into it and broken windows and rain coming down, and then to have zombies in there in the dark.
That's kind of
scary
very itself,
and it's replayable, and it's what's really cool. Like, drops change each time, so you can find different weapons, and you have to find these giant floating skulls and shoot them and destroy them, but they change locations each time.
Okay.
And there's just that pressure of being in the dark, in a dark, dilapidated mansion with zombies coming after you. That is, it's fun, but it's intense. So.
You mentioned that it was actually a suggestion by the community.
Yeah.
So you guys get a lot of feedback, I guess.
Well, we get lots of feedback, and the good thing is that the feedback a lot of times very often aligns with our internal vision because our team is comprised of a ton of hardcore fans. And you know, I'll give a shout out to our franchise creative director, Noah Hughes. He's one of the franchise's biggest fans ever. And so the franchise is in great hands with him because he is, you know, just like our community and our fans, he loves Tomb Raider and he loves those nostalgic little bits that he can work in, and it's, you know, that's why this particular 20-year celebration edition of Rise of the Tomb Raider is just something that we think old fans and new fans are gonna love.
I'm gonna get it.
One thing that I'm gonna say that about everything. I'm excited about everything. One of the other things I'm excited about is the skins. So we have one outfit that we actually updated. So we took the cold weather outfit from Tomb Raider 3, her Antarctica jacket, and we updated it and made it so that Lara can wear it in Rise of the Tomb Raider. But we also remade from scratch these skins from the classic Tomb Raider games. So you can play as low poly Lara.
Oh, really?
In the game.
In the game?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
That must be strange.
Her mouth doesn't move, and the gun, she holds the gun with like a little block hand, and she's got like 1 point of articulation, but it's amazing. It's so funny.
Cool.
So we have, you know, the classic Tomb Raider 2 skin, we have the bomber jacket, we have the cat suit from Tomb Raider 5, and you just see her, she puts a bow on her back, and it's just, it's this bizarre, you know, mixture of past and present, but it's so funny. We're going to get some amazing screenshots and GIFs out of people using these skins.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it.
They're really creative with those things. One last question. I saw footage about playing in co-op.
Yes, so Endurance was something that we introduced as part of the season pass. And, you know, when some of the feedback that we would get on the game is some people were interested in having, you know, actual survival elements in terms of not just thematic and crafting and so on, but they wanted to monitor hunger and they wanted to monitor cold and so on. And we didn't think that that was a good fit for the main campaign necessarily, but we decided that we wanted to try playing that to a separate mode. So Endurance mode is basically this, you know, procedurally generated, ever-expanding Siberian wilderness. And in it, you have to hunt for food, you have to find fire, you have to make fire, so you have to find the supplies for the fire, make a fire to warm up, and then explore caves that are full of traps and try to find relics and survive ambushes from enemies and bears and so on. And you see how long you can survive, how many days, and it gets harder as you go, so there's going to be more bears the longer days you survive, and it's really fun. So that was a really cool mode that debuted with the game, and for now, for the 20-year celebration edition, we are actually doing co-op. So for the first time in a main Tomb Raider game, we did have co-op in, you know, Temple of Osiris and so on. But for the first time in a main Tomb Raider game, you can play co-op, and it's really it's fun because both characters appear as Lara. So Nadia.
Just have two Laras in there.
Well, so when you're playing, you appear as Lara. Let me correct myself. So each character sees each player sees himself as Lara, and then the second player they see as Nadia, who's a character from the game and from one of the DLC bits. So you still get to be Lara Croft, no matter who's playing, and then the other person appears as Nadia. But you can share, you can share resources. So if you hunt, your partner, your co-op partner, can get some of the food, and you can revive each other and use little beacons to indicate, okay, you take this guy on the left and you take this one on the right. And so it's a cool way to, I think, increase your chances of survival.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was fun to have you here.
Great, thank you. I hope you guys enjoy the game when it comes out. It's October 11.
October 11.
Yes, soon.
All right, I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm excited already.
Great.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Ja, Leute, das war's zu Rise of the Tomb Raider. Das klingt ja alles schon mal sehr, sehr, sehr vielversprechend. Ich freue mich besonders auf die Oldschool-Lara. Das wird sicher ein ganz, ganz großer Spaß. Bleibt weiter dabei. Es gibt noch ein paar weitere Videos hier von der Gamescom 2016. Vielen Dank für jetzt und bis dann.
Let's talk about For Honor. Obviously, it's a brand new IP. It's not a sequel, not a spin-off, not a reboot.
Brand new stuff.
Stuff like that. And I find it kind of hard to explain if you haven't played it yet. But that's kind of your job. So give us a quick rundown.
That and making the game.